for watching, FBI. Thank you for watching, sheriff's departments and local law enforcements, even maybe the CIA. I believe the Lord has put me in this position to pray, but we don't need Sister Karen or Sister Clipboard calling up the police department, warning them about all the words. If they know, they watch. That's why I call you clipboards, because you're always up in people's business. It's like sit down, pray, and keep yourself to yourself. You're not helping nobody, keyboard warrior. I gotta fix everything. Oh my God, what's on Facebook? It's like chill. You gotta chill. That's why I didn't say what I saw last night. And the Lord told me, He said, why did you say not? Why didn't you say that? I said, because of the clipboards. And He said, don't fear the clipboards, fear me. I said, I get it. So I'll tell you what I saw last night. You want to hear what I saw last night? Why I got quiet and didn't say nothing because I had to process what I was seeing. I said, Lord, I'll fix it tomorrow. I'll fix it tomorrow. So who wants to hear it for the next 10 minutes? And I'm going to move on. We got to pray. All right, this is what I saw. I saw President Trump not making it. I saw an anointing passing, and President Trump didn't make his full term. Something happens. That's all I'm going to say. I saw Vice President J.D. Vance become president. I saw Rubio become vice president. In this, I saw the Lord said, pray for them. I heard it very clear. The Lord said, you need to pray for the next that's coming. They need prayer too. I've always focused my prayers only on Donald Trump. And as I saw this happen, and I'm not going to tell you what happened, I saw an event, and I saw J.D. Vance come on the scene. When I saw this, I saw Erica Kirk again. And Erica Kirk was consoling America because of her experience with her late husband. I saw her comforting people because she had walked through the valley. It was very detailed. I saw her being like a spokesperson because Usha was not there. It was more her. I saw a man rise up beside Erica that would be it's not, how do you say that? I saw a man rise up that was polished, rise up beside Erica that would help. And the Lord said specifically, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. If you marry unequally, you're opening a door. You must marry a believing believer such as yourself. And that was to every person. Don't matter if they seem polished, they would help. If they ain't a Christian, don't marry them. If they're into another kind of religion, don't marry them. And I saw this was concerning JD. I warned him, the Lord said. Now, do I say too much? You ask. I have nothing to hide from nobody. I tell you, I told the Lord, I said, I'm bold as a lion. I'll say exactly what I see, and I'll tell you what's coming next in the vision. I saw patriots that were like militia, and they took over the Mississippi River with airboats. They had big fans, and they had AKs, and they had guns that were not semi-automatic. They were automatic. Don't know where they got them. But they were military. And I saw them, they looked like bikers with vests on. And they had patches all over their vest for what they were, and helicopter pilots and special ops and all kinds of things. But they had patches of snakes and things on their vest. And I saw these men that had big burly beards. And some of them just looked like they were just bald, and they were older, like my dad's age. Not old, older. Probably in their 60s, maybe 70s, I don't know. But these men looked like they were not wanting to mess around. They were serious and they were trained killers. I was looking at these men that they said, I have sworn to the Constitution to protect with foreign and domestic. And I saw them rise up, and they were blocking roads, and they had military checkpoints, and they had places of refuge of what they called like military camps. They had heavy artillery, lots of stuff, homemade explosives. I'm talking, this looked like something out of a movie. But they were groups, and they were set up in bases across our nation. And that's what I saw. I saw Texas secede from the nation and became their own. I saw walls like in the spirit dividing Texas from Louisiana, Texas from Mexico, and Oklahoma became a part of Texas. I saw they were friends. I saw crops. I saw homemade gardens. And the Lord reminded me of the book 1 second after. 1 minute after 1 second. Show them the cover. And the Lord said, this is something you need to pray about. I saw civil war break out in our nation. I saw it divided again. I saw it was the Democrats versus the Republicans. Show them. Now, I'm not promoting this book. This is what I saw in the spirit when I was praying, okay? You show them? Okay, I'm moving on. And I saw checkpoints. I saw it was like a police state, but it was not police state. It was the local law enforcement, sheriff's department, who had jurisdiction over the whole area, were going and were working beside military op people that were like Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom. The military people that were retired were no longer retired. They were defending our own nation, foreign and domestic, as something was trying to come over our nation to take it over. Someone. Does that make sense? But it was deep state. It was something very dark planned. But I saw Rubio and I saw JD. And the Lord said, pray for them. I saw a diffusing with a man speaking peace. I saw he was good with his mouth. And JD is. And it was diffusing the people from uprising. All this was very strong. Then I saw, because the words that I have given, people were saying in this was stuff about me. And the Lord specifically warned me some private things about my own self. I saw all this and I didn't know what to do with it. I've prayed over it all day. I have nothing to do with anything, but because I'm so bold about what I say, people automatically assume everything about Brandon Biggs, and they don't know nothing about me. All I do is I pray, and it's like when you see something happen, and you've been prophesying and relaying these messages, everybody's always, I've heard that from somewhere. I wonder if he had a hand in this. I'm telling you to pray. And that's why the Lord showed me, as I was saying certain things, he said, it will prove to be accurate. It will prove to be accurate. Words that I've given you to pray for. But he was talking about lifting up because of the revival that's about to take place on this nation. So whenever I'm seeing things, I don't know what to do with a lot of it, because I'm seeing darkness. I'm seeing threats. I'm seeing catastrophe. And I don't know. And there's a lot of times when I'm seeing it, you say, well, Brandon, why don't you tell me what you're seeing at that moment? I'm seeing it. I don't know what to do with it. All I know how to do is to pray. And I know I'm on a live camera, so I'm not afraid of what I see. I pray for our president. I pray for J.D. Vance. I pray for Marco Rubio. I pray for these people. But it's very real to me when I'm seeing over in the spirit, and I see these military, and I see these pontoon boats. I see people, and the Lord said 1 second after. So I'm like, are we struck by another nation? I want you to think about what I'm saying, because I'm not going to directly say it. 1 second after. What is the book? What happens? Why are the trees burnt? When I said I saw JD with a trench coat on, walking through these trees that look charred by something. What happens? Why would that happen? Why was he there? Why was he alone? There was snow, some kind of ash all over the ground. It looked like snow. Something was wrong. And I said all the trees were bare, 7 of them. There was something to this. And that's when the Lord said, pray for this. Pray for J.D. Vance. You don't pray for him enough. You don't pray for Marco Rubio. You just been praying over Trump. So I stopped not knowing what to do with what I was given, and I started interceding for J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio. So, did I do it in 10 minutes? I tried.